had some guys that are banged up. You've got one that's suspended. But how do you think that they played overall Saturday against OU?
You know, obviously Sterling and Paul got the majority of the reps. I thought both those kids played really well. Sterling probably had his best game that he's had since he's been here at Tech. I think that's a kind of a byproduct of his offseason, the way he's worked through camp in the summer. I thought he went out there and you know, he accepted the challenge, and I thought he went out and played a really good game. Paul, I know Paul was excited to play. You know, I hadn't played in a while, and he was excited to play and went out there and played hard. I mean, both those kids graded out very well and did a lot of good things for us. And you know, we got a couple of young kids in there later in the game. Marcus Gaines and DeJon Oliver got some snaps, and they did some good things, and they'll continue to get going. But you know, Sterling and Paul kind of make the room go, and I thought they played well.
You've got a guy that's kind of coming in from the inside group to the outside group, and Connor, a former quarterback. What's it been like watching his maturation? I hate that word, but there's no other better word for it. Maturation from last year to this year.
Well, first of all, being a high school quarterback, I know it happens a lot, but you know, him being a high school quarterback and coming in, starting as an inside receiver, adding some weight, which we asked him to do. He's up to 208, 210, and then with some of the injuries and stuff, we asked him to go outside. And he's a smart kid. He's a tough kid. He loves to block, loves to hit, runs really good routes, and he had a couple catches against Oklahoma too. So it's good to see him go out there. He's going to continue to get more and more reps, and being such a versatile player in terms of being able to play inside or outside adds a lot of value. And he plays a lot of special teams too.
When you think back to this playing of ULL, would you call it a rivalry from your days?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think anytime you're playing an in-state school, there's a rivalry. And when I came here as a kid from Arizona, and you start playing these games and you start understanding when you're talking to the players that are here, the coaches that are here, I fully believe it's a rivalry, absolutely. And so I'm excited to play them again. I think it's been a little bit since we've played them, and I'm excited to go down there and play them again.
I looked at some of your box scores from your first two games. You know, put up a nice bit of points there. What's your fondest memory of playing them?
You know, we had some good teams. You know, we had some good teams. We had some good receivers, and you know, it was fun to go. We went down there my sophomore year, and I remember we hit Bobby Rattay on a little wheel route in that game, and I think Troy probably went off too. But just the atmosphere, and again the rivalry when you play an in-state team, and now we're battling with them recruiting wise, and just you know those teams in state. I think it's important, and it's good to get back to these rivalries and our kids start understanding what it means. And you talk about, as you guys talked about, is how many times we played them in the past, and I think it's good for those kids, our kids, to understand the history behind us and them.
Are the players starting to really understand what this game means?
I think so. I think we're all kind of driving the point home in our meetings. I know I am to my guys, and let them understand what it means to me and what it means to our coaches and our fans, because I think that's important. You know, I remember my second game here, we played ULM, and I had one of our fans come and kind of pull me aside and said, "Hey, Rattay, you better win this game." And so right there, you start realizing and understanding the rivalries with schools that are in state, and I think it's important, and it adds something to this game.
From their press conference yesterday, you know, they were saying how, with the way the series has kind of been of late, that they want to get back and kind of establish themselves on top. Do y'all look at it from that side, that y'all have kind of had the upper hand and you want to continue that, or how do you approach that?
Well, I think we got to approach it as, I mean, obviously it's the next game. They're a good football team, and regardless if it was an in-state rivalry or not, it adds something more to be an in-state rivalry, but they're a good football team. It's going to be a great challenge to go down there and play them. And, you know, the thing is, a lot of these kids, I can't remember the last time we played them, but a lot of these kids haven't played them in a while. So I think it's important to understand, one, they're a good football team, and we got to go down there and play them. But then also, too, is understand what other things with the rivalry and how it matters to us in this community, the La Tech community.